All right, what's happening, everyone? Welcome to a very special episode of Total Football Club brought to you by the Blue Wire Hustle Network. My name is Alex Perez, and as you can tell, I am in a bit of a different setting. Yet again, a couple weeks ago, I was in New York. I was back in my room, and now I am in my living room. But the reason why I am in my living room and I have a bit of a different setup is because I have a very special guest on for this week. This person shares a house with me. His room is right next to mine. And he just so happens to be my brother. Angel Perez joining me. My guy. How are you, dude?
Tired.
Tired?
Yeah.
What are you tired of, or why are you
School.
tired? School? School has you tired. Well, we're not going to talk about school. We're not going to talk about things that make you feel like shit. Let's be honest. We're not going to do that. We're going to talk about pleasant things. We're going to talk about fun things. And as I'm sure a lot of people here that watch this show are people that know me. And if you know me, you know a little bit about my brother. And Angel is a very, very, very talented soccer player. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about you. We're going to talk about your career so far. We're going to talk about your journey. We're going to talk about your positions, because you have some crazy positions that sometimes it makes me it makes me really interested, because I haven't really figured out why you play in certain positions, but it's pretty cool to see. So I think we should start from the beginning. Let's just start way from the beginning, and that is, of course, the start of your career. You were a kid when you started playing. Talk to us a little bit about how you started, where you played, and fast forward a little bit to where you play now.
Well, we started at our old house, like 2 minutes walking from here. And the first memory I had of putting on cleats was red T90s, was it?
Mm-hmm.
I had a pair of those, and I put the left on the right and the right on the left. And then my mom corrected me. And then
My
I just
mom, as if
remember-
she wasn't my mom too.
Yeah. And then I just remember going outside and just kicking the ball. And it kept on progressing years, days, like that. And then, well, your barber at the time had a son that played for Blue Stars, a local club. And they just invited me to play. Well, my mom decided to put me in there. And I wanted to be a midfielder, but she chose to for me to be a defender, and I didn't like that. But it was a pretty good choice. But it just kept on going from there.
Yeah, and you were 6 when you started playing, right?
Yeah, 6.
You were 6 years old. I do remember that. You were very, very small. But I think this is something that we should talk about. You scored on your first ever competitive game.
2 goals.
You scored 2 goals.
2 goals.
What are your memories of that? I know that was some time back. I don't know if you want me to say your age. I mean, you're a teenager. I don't think you should be embarrassed of your age, but
Yeah. I mean,
it was a while back.
I remember the game
okay.
vividly.
Okay, well, tell us about the 2 goals, because I think that's not something that a lot of people can say that they scored in their first competitive game.
So I was a defender, and I just kept on going up, like up and down, up and down, up and down as a midfielder, even though I was a defender. But yeah, I just remember going into that field, literally again like 2 minutes walking from here,
Mm-hmm.
but they closed down the place. But yeah, I just remember going to the field, entering there, just feeling happy, and then again just going up and down, up and down, up and down, and then I get a chance. Top right. It just goes top right. Like I don't remember my technique. I just shoot it and it goes in. And then like I just run back. And I don't know what happened, because like the game for me goes so fast, and I just don't remember what happened. I don't remember my thought process. I mean, I was 6. So
you probably didn't have much of a thought process anyway.
yeah. And then the second goal, I just smacked the bottom right. I don't remember everything that happened, but I just remember just shooting it. No technique, no nothing, just shooting it. No toe poking, obviously, but just smacking the ball. But we won like every single season there. Um, but like some of the teams were good, but we're better. I don't like saying things like that, but we just were. And every game was just like winning by 5, 6, 7. You know,
Yeah.
I would come home and tell you how much you would have won by. But I just remember that game vividly. Out of like every single game, just that one.
I think that's very interesting because it is a bit of a microcosm as to who you are. Things things happen to you, and you prepare for these things, but when it happens, you're just like, yeah, it happened.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. And we'll talk a little bit more about your mentality and the way that you process certain things. But you played for Blue Stars. Just recapping a little bit of what you said, you played for Blue Stars, a very successful local team in where we live, and you were there for like what 4 years maybe.
4 years exact.
4 years exactly.
Yeah.
And then I do remember that you had a little bit of an injury. Well, you played for another team. You played with your friends, but you had a bit of an injury with your knee.
Well, I think it started at Blue Stars. It was like my second to last season there before it disintegrated. Um, I remember like my uncle was there,
Mhm.
our uncle, and my cousin was there, and I just remember going up for a header, something I never do because of my height at the time. You know, I wasn't the tallest. Still, I'm still not the tallest, but I just remember going up, and I don't know why, but my knee just went backward, and I couldn't walk for a day. I don't know what happened, but I felt fine after, and like obviously like me, like researching like what could have happened, could have torn my ACL at the age of 9. So I don't know how I didn't tear it right then and there, but it started there. Um, it didn't get worse till like 2 years after. I was like 11. I got like bumps on my knees. It's called like, never mind. I don't know what it's called, but they're still there.
We'll
But
find the term at some point.
yeah, they're still there, and I don't experience pain with them anymore. But it was a lot of pain. Like my 7th grade year at my middle school, that's when it started to hurt a lot. I pushed through like the third place game. I don't know how I did it, man. It hurt a lot, and then I stopped playing for a little, and just kept on going. And now, I like to say I'm fine, but you know, a soccer player is not really fine until they retire.
Well, I mean,
Even after that. Even
some of them
after.
suffer the consequences way after they retire. But that's crazy. You weren't even 10 when you experienced something pretty serious, and then we didn't really make anything of it. I mean, we very ignorantly assumed that, okay, well, he's a kid, his body's still growing, he'll probably recover very fast, and then things started to escalate. And I remember mom and dad would like, they were looking for specialists, and they were looking for people that can cure you, that can treat you, and you did stop playing for like a year, something like that, about give or take.
That was like quarantine, and even before that.
Yeah, before that, that's
Before
what I'm
that, I
talking about.
stopped playing for a little, and then I joined my current club, and then I left, and then I joined them back.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, even before that, I stopped playing for a while. I don't want to say I got tired of playing it, because I never get tired of playing it, but like just the coaches that I was with beforehand just made me stop enjoying it a little. And I didn't like that, you know? Like you want to keep on enjoying the game and like things like that, but I just couldn't enjoy it.
That's a big part of the game, is who coaches you. Um, but I think this is a perfect segue to talk about the positions that you play. But well, beforehand, I think it's fair to mention that he plays for the Barcelona Academy in Chicago. Not to pat ourselves on the back or anything, but that's who he plays for. We don't want to sound pretentious, but that's the team that's the club that he plays for. That's the club that he represents. Still hasn't had his first game. We're recording this before Thanksgiving, so we're waiting for that, and hopefully that all goes well. But when you played in high school this season, and when you were playing in Barca, and when you were playing in all these different teams, you had a lot of different positions. And even in high school this season, the season that just ended, you were playing left back. You are a right-footed player. Usually, for anyone that doesn't know this, a left back is usually left-footed and a right back is usually right-footed. So you've played there. You've played center back. You've played in the midfield. You've played goalkeeper. How do these position changes come about? Do they just put you into that position and say, all right, well, if he plays good in one position, he can play good in another one? Or is it like, okay, let me try myself out in different positions and see where I'm good at, where I feel very comfortable in, and then just play there? How does that come about?
Well, I started as a center back and kept on going in that position for a while until, kids started to grow bigger than me, stronger than me. And I realized that I could use the pace and my body type as a fullback, because fullbacks aren't the biggest. They're pretty strong, but I could do the job. So I don't know if I played right back once, but I just always played left back. And if anything, it added diversity to the team's game. Because again, this season, it was just me as a left back. No one else. No one else, because we had a good right back. And then center backs, I'm not that. I don't have the balls to go in for a tackle right now. So, but it just added the diversity. You could even ask our coach, who you're good friends with.
Shout out, Senor Drobny.
Yeah. He told you that I could add diversity in that fullback position. And then he saw against Morden, one of the best teams in the state. He wanted a lot more. He wanted to be a little bit more defensive, so he put me at left mid. And right there, I was told to go up and down, what I normally do. But that game, I was so lost, man. They're too good. I was so lost. I was running left, right, up, down, I was running everywhere. I was running everywhere, and I just lost my head. I remember going dizzy for a little. That's how much I was running, because they're so good. And even to a point where I couldn't see from one eye, and that sounds scary, but it's true. They had me going crazy and everything. But that game, I was playing left mid, but I went to center mid off of my choice. I don't know why I did that, to be completely honest. But yeah, in one practice session, Coach Drobny, he saw me playing decent at midfield, right? And we had a game against Proviso West, and their field was short, small, bumpy, and everything. And we went with the 4-3-3. We normally play with the 4-4-2 or 4-2-3-1. And then he put me at left center mid, just like that. And I'm like, what? Why? And I was that game was pretty rough. We only got one goal. like the bumpy field. Like it wasn't too bad outside, but it played with us. But we got the win. We got the result. But again, I was playing center mid, and he saw me good there. And then against the other proviso, again, you've seen it. It's a cage.
Yeah, it is.
It's a cage, and it's small. It goes along with the softball field, like a quarter of it. And again, he played with the 4-3-3 right there, and left center mid again, up and down, just passing the ball like what a center mid should do, give and go. And again, he saw me doing well there. He put me left wing at once this season. I forgot what game, but I don't think I did much again because I like going up, but to be a winger, you have to be like on top of your game. You have to be so much more faster than your opponent. You have to be another step ahead of them, and I just can't do that. I can do it defensively. I just can't do it on a attacking level.
Wow, yeah, that's but being a winger, you need to be speedy, shifty. You need to have excellent dribbling. If you don't, I mean, you're gonna get cooked by whoever is defending you. But wow, those are a lot of positions that you played, and I feel like that moving forward is going to really, really make you into an even better player
Mm-hmm.
because these are things that you learn at the high school level. These are things that, and for people that aren't listening or people that are listening that aren't from America, high school is like secondary school. I'm sure people kind of get the gist, but it's like playing a U15, U16 level, U17, something like that. That's where you get your mistakes out of the way. That's where you discover yourself as a player. That's where you really discover yourself as a teammate. And it looks like he gave you all these options. He's like, look, you're good at all of these positions. Which one do you feel most comfortable playing? And then now it's up to you. It's really up to you. So you playing for Barca right now? Where are you playing, or where do you think you're gonna play based on the training sessions that you've had?
The indoor place that we're gonna play at, very narrow. Oh, well, there's two.
Mm-hmm.
One is like I think like a full sized field in an indoor place, so probably fullback or CDM,
Hmm.
and or like a box to box center mid. And if you're playing this other one that I used to play in, very narrow, and probably CDM right there.
Interesting. You see, these are all choices that were given to you, and you had no idea, but you started actually giving it a try, and it worked out. But yeah, I'm sure that with all the position changes and with the way that or the instructions that you receive based on whatever position you're playing, there's a lot of stuff that goes through your mind, and that's something that we're going to talk about. We're also going to talk about just high school soccer, college soccer in general, the structure of soccer here in the United States. We'll get to that in a little bit, but we're going to take a short break. All of that is when we return. We'll be right back. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for joining us today. Angel Perez, my brother, is my guest, and we were talking about the mental side of the game, and sometimes it takes a bit of a toll. And a couple things about the mental side of your game. The first one, how do you deal with all of these position changes? Because again, it has to be a change of mentality, a quick change of mentality. And the second one, this one might be a little more personal, doesn't necessarily reflect just soccer, but I noticed that nothing phases you. There are very few things that phase you, and you just kind of roll with the punches. How do you do that? How did you learn to do that? Do you practice doing that? I mean, it's something that honestly I admire a lot, and this is me, someone 8 years older than you, is telling you, and I wish I had that kind of mentality, but I just want to know how you do it. So yeah, those are the two questions. Which one do you want to answer first?
The first one that you
Okay,
asked.
go on.
It's it's weird. Like from it's just weird. I don't know how to explain it. It's just weird. Like um center back to left back. I think that one was just like natural. That one I got to it pretty quick. Like 1 or 2 games and I got onto it, you know. Obviously I still have a lot to learn in that position, but that one felt natural. Left mid to left back, that one felt a lot more natural. Like if that makes sense, you know.
Yeah, you're just pushing higher up the pitch. That's all.
Yeah, and like sometimes this season we just couldn't get a goal. There was this like 4 game period we took 4 L's. We couldn't get a goal.
It happens, and especially because you guys in high school, you guys play games in like very quick turnaround. You guys have like a day break, 2 days. Sometimes it's back to back days, so you can't really shake off any bad form that you guys are going through when you have 24 hours to rest. You know.
Yeah, and then like with school on top of that,
Yeah.
it
Just drop out. I'm kidding, Mom. I'm kidding. Go on.
yeah, that one, you know, it was against Addison Trail. That game, we lost 2-0. It was a bad game for us. We thought we could beat them, and it was a very it like no disrespect to that program because they're really good. It was like the easiest game that we could have won. Out of any game that was tough, that was the easiest game that we could have won. And we just didn't win. You know, like credit to them for being better than us, smarter than us. We just couldn't beat them. And it was like laziness from all of us. But yeah, like that game, just me going up, it felt good. Got them chances and everything, but it just wasn't our day that day. And then that center position, the first game against Proviso, felt weird again, but like during the season, I got better with my dribbling, with my choices. This is one game I was just making bad choices, and Drummond just took me off, man. Like he gave me one of those talks, and like from there on, you know, I had to make better choices and everything, and I did. That talk worked. But yeah, like I just got better in my decision making, passing with both feet. Like beforehand, like I was a very one-footed player. Now I'm starting to use my left a lot more. But yeah, like everything just feels weird. That like that first time that you're playing it, it just feels weird. And the second question, I was just born like that, you know. like like with dad, like you know, nothing phases, like almost nothing phases him. Like you spend more time with him, obviously. Um, but yeah, like you could tell that he doesn't get phased by a lot of things, and I'm just like that as well. Something has to be serious or has to really hurt me to phase me, and at some points I did practice it because like I don't know, like something would get annoying and I just kept telling myself it's all right, it's whatever. It's more of like a mental like practice. It's not a thing you go through, it's a practice as well. And I've practiced it a couple times here and there, but I was just born like that, you know.
Yeah, and to be a professional player, I feel like not only, and I'm not speaking from experience, of course, but I feel like not only do you have to be very good physically, but mentally you need to be in control of all of your emotions. You need to know what's good, what's bad. You need to know this is what I'm feeling, and this is what I usually feel when this happens. And if you can control those things, you're more than halfway there. If you add, of course, the physical element, the technical, the tactical element, then you can be a professional regardless. But yeah, I feel like I really need to make an emphasis on this, that it's just certain things just don't phase you. well, a lot of things don't phase you. I do see you talk to your teammates when you're playing, as you should, because you don't want to have a teammate that doesn't communicate anything. There should be communication that's in everything in life, whether it's with your teammates or with friends, family, partners, whatever the case may be. There should always be good communication, and I feel like you don't say much outside, but inside when you're playing, you're just a completely different person, and yeah, like you do talk with your friends. We all do. We all have conversations with our friends that are lighthearted, sometimes a little serious. But even with us, like sometimes you're just in your room a lot. And you play FIFA all the time, right? I think that's another thing that you are incredibly good at, and that's playing FIFA. I've seen your record for like FIFA 21 or FIFA 20 or something like that. It was ridiculous. I don't remember the exact number, but I know it was like in the triple digits when it comes to wins. So yeah, do you think that playing FIFA helps you become a little more patient, or do you think that tests your patience and maybe makes you lose it a little faster?
Both. That game just it sucks, but it doesn't. Like like you could say, like one day you're having like personally, I have a lot of fun playing that game, regardless, because I didn't grow up playing shooting games. Mom didn't let me.
Didn't let us.
Us, yeah.
Yeah, she didn't.
Us.
Mom didn't like that at all.
Yeah. So like sports games all the time, and then like you got me into that game, into FIFA, and then like I played like career mode to begin with, like something that doesn't take all your patience away. But then FIFA 20, my friend introduced me to Ultimate Team, and it was good. But the gameplay, man, like you even know, like the screams, like of joy and like anger, like I would like scream out Chucky Lozano's name for scoring a last minute winner, and I'll be like just banging my controller, and it's like it's normal if you play FIFA, but it does test your patience a lot, and I like you may not notice it, but I've gotten better controlling my emotions playing FIFA. Like, you may not notice it, but
should we ask Mom what she thinks?
No.
Well, she stepped out because she didn't want to interrupt us, or else we would bring her in. But anyway, go on.
Yeah, but it tests your patience, and I feel like it did help a little, but it's a video game. It's not the real world at all. But it does test your patience. You like again, it could be another mental practice that I've been doing my whole life. I think that's the reason why that thing phases me. No, I'm just kidding.
Interesting. Well, hey, it could be part of the reason, right? Why not? Why not be part of the reason? But here's also something that I wanted to bring up, and it's the fact that you very rarely watch games.
Oh yeah.
Very rarely do you watch games. Why is that? Do they bore you? Do you feel like I like soccer, but I like playing it. I don't like watching it. Are you one of those people?
No, I enjoy watching it, but like something should catch my attention, and I don't know how to explain it. Like I enjoy watching it a lot because it's like it's my thing, and I could be like analyzing my position and everything, but I could just get bored of it, and I would much rather be playing it. So yeah, what you said, but I do enjoy watching it a lot. Like, I could be watching clips. I could be like at school. I was like in the beginning of the school year, I was watching. I forgot what game. I think it was Bayern versus Barca. Turned that off in 5 seconds because the result.
Yeah.
And then I watched like other games, because I was bored my 5th period. That's my coding class. Sorry, but yeah, like I was doing my work. I just watch games. Like I enjoy it, and that's a short period of time because obviously you have to go to the next class, and the teacher after that doesn't like phones to be on.
Mm-hmm.
But like I do enjoy watching it. I just would much rather be playing it.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense because a lot of kids or people like you who play the game and are very much involved in it physically, they don't necessarily want to come home and watch more games.
Mm-hmm.
They'll watch film. I don't know if you guys watch film in high school. That's probably not something
Like
that.
once or twice. Like
Okay.
this whole year, once or twice.
Okay. And what kind of film do they show? Do they show professional teams or do they show your opponents?
Like us playing.
Oh, okay.
Like after a game, I remember my freshman year, like March again this year.
Mm-hmm.
We went up against Hinsdale Central. Cold, rainy, like
Wasn't necessarily Stoke. It was Hinsdale.
yeah. Yeah, it was like 30-degree weather, and
Yeah, it was bad.
We're freezing, and yeah, like our coach, Coach Vasquez, he sent us the whole game, and he told us to watch our mistakes, and some of us watched it, some of us didn't. I watched half of it. I kinda got bored, but like we all saw our mistakes and what we could have fixed. But the film wasn't the best. I think they streamed it on an iPad.
Yeah, that's not.
Like I can't analyze myself on a like.
No,
480p.
no, of course not. You need a wide shot, all 22 as they call it in football,
Yeah.
and that's how you really see certain movements. That's how you see if you were tracking back or if you were drawn in by an attacker or whatever the case may be. But yeah, but I mean that's interesting. That's very interesting that there's not a lot of film that they watch, and it makes sense. It makes sense. I feel like the film aspect comes in later on, not necessarily right now. But here, before we take another break and we finish off on the final segment, there's this fighter named Max Holloway, UFC fighter, former featherweight champion in the UFC, and he says that he learned to strike by playing UFC video games, right? And he doesn't spar anymore. He doesn't spar. He plays UFC video games. That's how he learned how to strike. And he's insane. He's on a collision course to fight for the title again, right? My question to you is, do you substitute watching games on TV with playing FIFA? Do you feel like that helps you in a way? I know you said it was like, it's just a video game. It's not real. We know that. But if it got this guy, Max Holloway, to learn the basics, the fundamentals of striking, do you think that has helped you tactically or with any other aspect of the game?
Well, like the rats, that's what they call them, like the annoying FIFA players.
I'm old, dude. I didn't even know that was a term.
Oh, damn.
I didn't know that was a term. Holy shit, I feel old. Go on.
Yeah, so they call them rats, and like they start using skill moves just out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could be like 20 feet away from them, and they would be scoop turning, roulettes and everything. And I learned skill moves from there. I learned the elastical from there. I learned when to do it, how to do it. I learned the scoop turn. One time I was at Chicago Soccer. I did on my friend and I scored. Like I just started doing things that I see on TV and on my Xbox, and it helps a lot. Just like getting new ideas. And
New to you. You're implementing these
Yeah.
things to your game.
Yeah, like it does help, and when you get them perfectly, it feels like perfect. To like everything just feels perfect when you execute it correctly. So yeah, like it does help a lot, like playing FIFA and watching games, like even like learning how to hit a ball, like from a few like 20 yards out. I like sometimes I like a few years back I didn't know how to do that. I started playing FIFA a little bit more, I can hit it well now.
Well, there you go. It all starts with playing FIFA. We're not saying that it's gonna make you become Messi, Ronaldo, Van Dijk, Sergio Busquets, whatever position you may play, but it could set the fundamentals. It can very well happen, right? I mean, it's you learn certain things. You just said that you learn certain skill moves, and a defender using skill moves, as long as you're not trying to play from the back and you're trying to take
Never,
on a
never,
defender.
never.
Okay, good. I know you're smarter than that. All right, we're gonna take one last break. When we return, I'm gonna ask Angel a few questions, a few fun questions to pick his brain a little more, and we'll finish off with that. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate that. We hope that you guys are enjoying this as much as I am. I don't know if he's enjoying it because I can't pick out what emotion he's feeling right now or ever, but if he's enjoying it, he'll let me know right now at the break. We'll be right back. All right, let's finish this off with a bang. Angel, I have some questions. I almost called you Chris. It's a habit. Sorry. Angel, I have some questions for you. The first one, which player or players do you watch to model your game around, or which players do you watch to use as inspiration for the 67 positions that you play?
Fullbacks, I go to Liverpool team.
Mm-hmm.
Trent and Robertson. Well, right now Smiskas, is he? Is Smiskas
Mm-hmm.
the guy right now? Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just too good. Also, João Cancelo.
Okay.
Like the most popular ones right now are.
Joe Cancelo's a good shout for you because he's a right-footed left back.
That's like
So there's that, and
that's the guy. Right now.
that kind of trumps my argument that I made in the first segment, that I said that right backs are usually right-footed and left backs are left-footed. So Joe Cancelo's proving everyone wrong. Who else do you try to model your game like?
I like just those guys. Like Trent was like a right mid, center mid in his academy days. So if anything, I grab like my inspiration from there.
Okay. Well, that's an excellent choice, or those are excellent choices. I mean, world-class players all around for sure. The next question that I want to ask you, you've been playing for what, 9 years now? 9 years?
9, yeah.
9. What's your favorite memory of these 9
oh.
years? So, well, just to put it into perspective, you're 15.
Yeah.
You've been playing for 9 years. You've been playing for a long time. More than half of your life you've been playing. Out of those 9 years, what's your favorite memory? Or if you want to give us like a top 3, the ranking doesn't necessarily have to matter, but I think narrowing it down to 1 in 9 years might be a little too difficult. So if you want to pick 2 or 3, you're more than welcome to.
The first memory was the first 2 goals
Mm-hmm.
that I scored. Then another memory with Blue Stars. Semifinal. Chicago Soccer. We were up by like 3 by then, but I think the goal just finished it off. We won that game 15 to 0. Like,
Those were the score lines
those
a lot of times with that team. So when we said that they were one of the most dominant teams in locally, this is what we meant. 15-0. You don't get that often.
And we had to play 2 games. First leg, second leg. And that was the first leg.
I mean, crazier things have happened. Not really. The scoring 16 and not conceding a single goal in one game, that's virtually impossible. But yeah.
Yeah, and then just I was like, it's indoor, so fields are smaller and everything. The ball was rolling to me. I was at the halfway line. I just smack it. I was like 8. And it was a dead ball. I hit a dead ball, like ones that just don't move at all. Like the ball has no curve, no nothing. It just does not move. It goes one place. it goes top left and it sticks between the net and the back post. I don't know what to call it.
Mm-hmm.
And it just stays there.
It's like the frame, no?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
frame. And I look over and mom was like, "What?" Like what? And then my godfather was there as well.
Oh yeah,
He was there.
yeah.
He was like, "What?" Like everyone was like, "What?" Like this kid has never done this. And I'm like, and like me on the field, I'm like, "What?" Like again, I was confused as well.
But you've always had a powerful shot.
I didn't know I had it until then.
You've always had a powerful shot, even when you were a baby. Not a baby, but like you were like
Yeah.
4, and you were starting to kick a ball. It was a powerful shot, and of course, us seeing you play, we were like, oh, like he's gonna be really good, you know, like, and then it looks like we were right. But yeah, you've always had a powerful shot, so that's something that maybe you didn't know of, or you didn't know of clearly because of how you're talking about it and how everyone was living it at the time. But I'm sure you're more than aware now, and especially now that you're growing into your body, you probably still have a lot more to grow. You're going to be a little taller and a little bigger, but dude, the shots are going to be more powerful now. that right foot is going to be scoring some free kicks or just some balls that roll to you, and you'll have one, as the Brits say. What other memories do you cherish dearly in your soccer career so far?
There's many, obviously. There's this one recent one. Well, two this season.
Mm-hmm.
Our second game, conference. It was it was a non-conference game, but it was a really good team. Mateo Valley, all the way in Aurora, so it was like a 45-minute drive. I slept for like 30 minutes.
Of course you did.
Dude, I was so tired that day.
You're a great sleeper in the car.
I don't like sleeping in the car no more, and it's weird. Yeah, but it was a rough game. The winger was cooking me up, and they scored, like, our games were 70 minutes. They scored 67th minute, so we're like, we can still do this, but let's calm ourselves down a little, even though we're already like pretty beat down. 72nd minute, like this is like added time at this point. We have a throw in, and then our striker that at the time had like less than 20 minutes out of 5 games. This was the 5th game. He gets a throw in, it bounces to him. No one defends him. He does a 180, smacks it, goes top left. We tie that game. And like the reaction everyone had, like everyone was jumping around, we were running on the field, and that was the last touch of the game.
Wow, buzzer beater.
Yeah, it was it was a good feeling. It really improved our chemistry as a team, and our confidence, because we thought we were gonna lose that game. And then again this season against Glenbrook North, the only game we had on the new turf field at East Leiden. And we were down 1-0, free kick. And our teammate scores a driven free kick, 1-1. And then I have a video of the run I made.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen it a few times. That was nice.
I ran like 40 yards in like 3 seconds. I don't know, like, compared to like NFL players, I don't know how fast that is, but obviously like they have their gear on, I don't. But I was just I felt unstoppable. Obviously you're running that fast. I give a ball to our striker. He kind of miscontrols it a little, and it ends up on their corner. And I'm all the way up there, you know. I'm still trying to fight for the ball. And their fullback turns his back on me, and he doesn't know I'm there. So I pull an Adamo Traore. I body him just out of nowhere. Like he's like, "Ref, what?" Like he's like, he thought it was a foul, but it wasn't. And I take it. I dribble up a little. I enter the box. I pretend I'm across it. I fake shot it, and then I give a pass to our left mid, and he scores. We're up 2-1. We kept it at that, and then just after felt really good. Like to be the reason why your team won. No, I'm not obviously like the reason why. Like it was.
We participated in the play,
Yeah,
and I'm sure you got a lot of praise from your team for the hustle.
Yeah, like the praise felt good. The team felt good. Everything about that day just felt good. Like even at school, I don't like school, obviously. And
Well, not obviously, because you got really good grades. So I don't
I
understand
just
how
do
that
my
works.
work, you know.
I would just do my work too. I'm lying. I wouldn't. But yeah, go on.
Yeah,
Go on.
like even school that felt good. The game felt good. The people I hanged out with, it was a good time as well. Like obviously like not drinking, like you know.
Yeah. No, we know what you mean.
That's what a lot of people refer to as a good time. I don't.
No, because you're an athlete.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, so everything about that just felt right. And one last memory, I'm trying to think of one right now.
No, it's fine. It's 9 years worth, dude. It's okay to take your time and really think about it.
Again, Blue Stars, my second to last outdoor season. We had a tournament here, like at the village.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember it, but
The tournament or the field?
the tournament.
Oh.
Tournament. It was called the Hispano Fest.
Oh yeah, it was like mid-September ish.
Yeah.
Like 6 years ago, something like that.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
we were cruising by like quarters, semis, or no, I think we started like round of 16, quarters, like you know, like that, and then the final against our rival, you know, I forgot the name. I think it was like San Pancho. I don't know if you remember that team. I don't know if I got their name right, but we're facing them. I hated every single player there. I just hated them. I'm friends with them, with one of their players right now. So I don't hate them now, obviously.
Yeah, well, it's been a while.
Yeah, but I don't hate anyone, but I just truly dislike them.
Yeah.
And 0-0 full time. And we went out to penalties. Coach looked at me. I was not confident. So I'm like, no, not me. Go to the next person. And I was just sitting there. I was looking over at mom and dad, just like over there, like mom worried, and dad like in his normal like pose. I don't know what pose he does now, but he used to do a pose. But mom like worried, like hands on her face, on her. She was getting a fever. I'm assuming. I don't know. She gets really anxious at times.
She does, yeah.
And we score, they score. It goes back and forth. And it got to the 5th round. Everyone has scored by then. We score. And like we went first in the penalty shootout, so they go next. And everyone just went silent, but like the cars were passing by and everything.
Oh.
So everything just went silent. The kid shoots it. Our goalie, who was like the same height as me, he saves it top right. And like everyone just, we started running to him.
Yeah.
And I stayed in position just like in disbelief, like hands on my head and everything. And like mom celebrating, dad celebrating, me looking at the other team's parents, just happy that we beat them. And like they were booing us while we were shooting.
Yeah.
Like you can't do that, but like, we're kids.
Yeah.
So for them just to shut up felt amazing.
That's funny. That's funny because we were talking about how not many things faze you, but you're also very petty at times. So that's a nice representation. Though those are some awesome memories, man, and just the way that you bring it back and you describe everything that happened. You almost feel like you were on the pitch, or it almost feels like we were on the pitch with you. So those are excellent moments to remember. And if you don't mind, I'm gonna share one memory of my favorite memory of your career so far, and that was in Fort Lauderdale
Oh,
at the
my.
tournament
Mhm.
with Barcelona back in 2019. It was around this time, 2 years ago, a little
A
earlier
week
in the month.
ago.
Yeah, it was like first few days of the month of November. We went to the tournament. There was this one game where you guys played in the pouring rain.
Oh, that game
That
was fun. It,
for you guys. For us
oh
to
yeah.
watch, it got to a point where the clothes were just like sticking to our body. It was really bad.
Yeah, sorry
But
about that.
but no, it's we knew what we were getting ourselves into, and then you guys played a game like at 8 in the morning too. But that's the game that I wanted to talk about. It's that Sunday morning where it went to a penalty shootout, and you stepped up, and honestly, I felt like I was gonna pass out. I did feel like I was gonna pass out. I'm like, if he misses, I don't know where to bury myself. Not because I'm embarrassed, but because I would feel like, fuck, my brother just missed the penalty, and I don't want him to feel that burden. Um, you step up if you bury it. And I'm sure you know what happened after because you heard it. I let out a massive. I don't even remember what it was, but it was like a huevo. I think that's what I said, something
I have
like
the
that.
video, and you did say that.
Yeah, I have a video too that I recorded because I recorded the penalty. I a part of me was like, fuck, oh no, but a part of me was also the reason why I had my phone out was because I had a very, very big belief that you were going to score the penalty. And also the way that you just put it past the keeper, the poor keeper, he had no business doing anything. He kind of just stood and,
He
I
went to
mean,
the right, but
yeah, I mean, what can you really do when the ball is going that fast and to that direction? It's quite difficult for anyone to get to that. So yeah, that one was a very fun memory, and just the whole weekend in general. Even though our flight was delayed like 4 hours when we came back, but didn't matter. We still had a lot of fun. That was a whole lot of fun for sure. All right, just to wrap it up. I know I mentioned that we were going to talk about college and high school and stuff like that. Two questions in one. The first one, if you get an opportunity to go to college and play soccer, to get like a full ride to play soccer in college, would you do it knowing that by the time you finish college, you're going to be about my age, 22, 23? About my age right now, obviously. I'm not going to be the same age then, but would you do it?
I right now I don't know, cause I don't know. I don't know a lot about like that whole course, like college and then going pro after. Like I don't know about it, and then I also don't know about joining an academy or a club, and then going pro after. Like, do you have to go to college after? Like I
No.
don't know.
Why would you have to go to college after?
Studies maybe. Like I don't know.
Depends where you play. Ask Pedri and Gavi if they finished school. I don't think they have.
I don't know how to answer that question
Yeah.
because I don't know if I want to play college soccer and then do school at the same time, because during the soccer season, man, I was burnt out by like the second to last week.
Mm-hmm.
I like this season. I needed a break. I'm still right now I'm in Thanksgiving break with Barca, but I needed a break because it was a lot. And like I'm gonna be honest, compared to my friend's work, like my best friend, well, one of them, he has all AP classes, all honors classes, and he also had to deal with injuries and then the season as well. So I don't know how mine felt bad compared to his. So I don't know if I want to do college with soccer as well, or even if I want to go to college, because I don't know, like the soccer thing may not work. It like there's a very low chance for every single kid everywhere. You know, it's not a big chance for us to make it. So if I do take that choice, it's not gonna be easy. Like nothing's easy, but this one's gonna be a lot tougher because I got the school with me. I got to play the games. I got to travel around the country and everything. So I don't know how to answer that question, to be completely honest.
And also, if you're on a scholarship, you have to keep certain grades as well. So
again, I'm not like I'm an A and B student. Like, not to brag.
mostly A's, I would say. I saw your progress report. Mostly A's.
Yeah. But sometimes it could take, like, the sport could take a toll on you. Things could happen in your life, like I don't want to like jinx anything, knock on wood.
Yeah, of course.
But a death of a family member, you're breaking up with your partner, your friends just ditching you, like things like that. So things could happen progressively, and it could get worse and worse and worse. And there goes your scholarship, there goes your talent, there goes everything.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a very sensible way of answering that question. And now to wrap it up, this is more of like a fantasy question, more of like us fantasizing and not wishful thinking, but like hypothetically speaking. If you were to go pro, if you become a professional player, what position do you think you're going to be playing?
Oh my God.
Or what position do you think scouts are looking at you and saying, yeah, this is the guy that we want for our team? What's that one position that you think you're going to be playing?
Left back or CDM. Like right now, both. I can't choose.
Mm-hmm.
I could play good in both, like it's that diversity that every player at this point should have, like at least 2 positions, 3 if you're that talented, but hopefully both.
Interesting. Fullbacks, not everyone wants to be a fullback, so you have a bit of an edge. You have an upper hand over a lot of kids your age and maybe even a little older or younger. All right. Well, I appreciate you, Angel. Thank you so much. I know that you don't have school tomorrow, right? So you get to rest after this. This was a lot of fun. How'd you feel doing this? Because I know you're not overly social like I am.
Yeah. No.
Was this good?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure. I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable because I know it might be a little bit intimidating with the cameras, the microphone, the lights, knowing that everything that you're saying is being recorded and is probably going to live in eternity on the internet. I didn't mean to put all of that pressure on you, but there you go. I think you know how to deal with pressure. I appreciate this, and I sincerely hope that we can do this again throughout the season, throughout your season that's starting up. We can talk about your game. We can use this as like, I don't want to say a film session because there will be no film involved, but we can break down and certain things of your game, maybe some things that you want to bring up or whatever the case may be. Similar to an Aaron Rodgers Tuesday. If there's anyone that's a Pat McAfee fan out there, I know I am. I like watching a show. Aaron Rodgers joins every Tuesday, talks about his games, whatever the case may be. I'm not obligating you to do this every week, but it would be nice if you say yes once in a while whenever times coincide. But yeah, is there anything else you want to say before we finish?
Nope.
Of course not, because you don't have much to say. Thank you so much for watching. Again, this is being recorded before Thanksgiving, so we hope you all had a great holiday, and we hope that you didn't eat too much. Like I warned you guys on the previous episode, because we know that you pay for the consequences. But yeah, that's it. That was Angel. My name is Alex. You can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at AlexPerezFC. Subscribe to the podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. We're on TikTok now. Again, if I get a decent amount of followers, yeah, his face was like, what the hell? Yeah, we're on TikTok now. If it means getting a decent amount of followers, I will do a TikTok dance. Again, I'm kidding. Again, I am kidding. I don't want to do that. I don't think anyone wants to see me do any TikTok dances. This is just for content purposes only and soccer content. All right. Thank you so much. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.